We are back with thoughts to try on part 3. Hi, my name is Mackenzie Quintana, also known as the Genuine Ginger. I am your hostess here on the Genuine Ginger podcast, where I share with you the things that I'm learning, that I've learned, that I continue to learn, that have helped me feel better about myself, have helped me be better and just have a better life, a more joy-filled life. And I'm sharing this in hopes that it'll help do the same for you. So, welcome. So glad you're here. We're just going to jump right back in to thoughts to try on. These are from Jody Moore. At least I'm assuming they are. I found them in a journal that I had, a journal entry from about 4 years ago, and I'm pretty sure they're from her. These just new thoughts to just try on to kind of maybe change your way of seeing things that could help you for the better. So, the next thought is there is no failure, there's only market research. And I think that I forget this often because so many of us are just so afraid of failing. And that's totally normal. Like, I think it's a good thing in a way, right? Like, it's something that our brain has developed this fear of failure to keep us alive, because back in ancient times, if you were gonna fight someone and you failed, then a lot of times that meant that you died, right? And so failure was a very, real threat to your life. Nowadays, though, we don't really have that same threat when it comes to failure. So what if we could just think of failure as market research? There's a quote in my bedroom that says, it's not over when you fail, it's over when you quit. I think that's what it says. I have a lot of quotes, but so like, just because you fail doesn't mean it's over. Like, just because you fail doesn't even necessarily mean that you did something wrong. Like, there's so many reasons why you failed. Maybe you just weren't prepared. Maybe it was just the wrong time. Maybe you didn't have the right people. Maybe it wasn't the right setup. Like, there's so many reasons for failure, and a lot of times it actually has nothing to do with you as a person, but yet we take failure so personally. So instead of making failure mean some terrible thing about you, that you are a failure, or that you aren't good enough, or that you suck, what if we just looked at failure as, well, that didn't work, so I need to do something else, and I'm gonna look back and see what needs to change, what didn't work, what did work, and just kind of use it as research, right? Instead of making it mean something about us that is not true at all. I feel like I had another thought on that, but it's gone now, so maybe it'll come back later. The next thought, this one is so good. My life is happening right now. And I feel like I need this reminder also. This is really good for me. All of these thoughts are really good reminders for me, because I feel like it's so normal for us to like live for the weekend, right? Like, live for that next trip that we have planned, or live for that someday when we're going to have all the things that we want to have. And then what happens to the now? We just suck through it, right? Like, we just trudge through it. It's just like that's where this, like, I used to talk about a lot about like how I dreaded going to bed at night because I didn't want to wake up and face another monotonous day. And I feel like that is your life when you are when you aren't paying attention to what's happening right now, when you aren't looking for the joy, looking for the good that is happening in your life right now. And I feel like I've done an entire podcast episode on this in the past, where, just really slowing down and noticing your life right now, noticing all the good that is happening right now. Notice all the beauty that is around you right now. we're going to just take a small little tangent here and talk maybe a little bit more religion. If that's not your jam, it's totally fine. Just sit tight for a minute. But I recently heard in a gospel podcast that I listened to, or maybe it was with talking to a friend, might have been both. I might have been talking to a friend about this gospel podcast. But it was, in my religion, we believe in eternal life. We believe in, life after death, and that after we die, we're going to be able to actually do a lot of things and have just a really amazing existence for eternity, after we die. And so like, that's it. In my religion, we hear that a lot. Like, oh, maybe you won't, like, God answers all of his promises. And so, but it's on his timing. So like, maybe if it doesn't happen in this life, it'll happen in the next life. And so it's still kind of this idea of like waiting for eternity, or like waiting for something to happen instead of really living in the moment. And what I realized, I think it was from a podcast, a gospel podcast that I listened to called Don't Miss This. And they talked about how, in scripture, when we see those promises of that come, promises of eternity, or we hear them talk about eternity is forever, right? So that means it is past, present, and future. So that means that there's a chance that some of those promises that we seek for in eternity can actually happen right now, because right now is a part of eternity. So like, your life is happening right now. You don't need to wait for the weekend. You don't need to wait for the next job promotion, when you have more money, when you're skinnier, when you're more pretty, when you have the boob job, whatever it is, the tummy tuck. I'm not that I'm saying any of my things that I'm like waiting for. I actually don't know that I wanted boob job, or I don't know, whatever. Way big tangent there. But the point is, you can find amazing things that are happening in your life right now. You don't have to wait. Your life is happening right now. And so it's kind of that like seize the day idea, right? Like just live it. Live the fullest of your life right now. The next thought. Okay, sorry, I thought I heard a child outside my door. The next thought is, I think I do hear a child outside my door. Hold on. Okay, my apologies. So the next thought is, and I have it written both ways, two different ways, and I feel like it's good both ways. You don't have to like me. That's my job. Also, the other way, it's not your job. It's not their job to like you. It's your job. So, like, not everyone has to like you. It's not someone else's job to like you. It's your job to like you. I feel like this could be an entire podcast episode, because there's so much that we could unpack here. Like, not everyone has to like you. That's okay. You don't have to make someone else wrong because they don't like you. It's your job to like you. And if you're annoyed that someone else doesn't like you, it's probably because you don't like yourself. And that sounds really harsh, but I think it's normal. I think there are parts of us, I think all of us have parts of us that we don't like, about things that we don't like about ourselves, right? So if you're finding yourself being triggered by someone else's dislike toward you, or dislike because of how you do something or anything like that, it might be because there's a part of you that also dislikes that thing about you. So but how could you like yourself? No, that wasn't the right question. You are amazing. Let's just say that first off. Can when I say that you're amazing, what comes to your mind? Is it this long list of, yeah, but I don't do this well. Yeah, but I screamed at my kids yesterday. Yeah, but I'm really bad at this. Yeah, but I don't look like this. Yeah, but when I tell you that you're amazing, that you're beautiful, that you are magnificent, that you are just the most gorgeous, perfect thing on this planet because God made you. So maybe not perfect. None of us are perfect, right? But you are exactly who you are meant to be right now. You are amazing. You have so much potential. What is going through your mind right now? Are you able to just agree with me? Or are you coming up with a long list of yeah, but? I call them yeah, buts. Yeah, I'm amazing. Well, yeah, but I have this thing that is really bad about me, or I don't do this well enough. Like, okay, well, yeah, we're all imperfect. You can be imperfect and be amazing. So stop making a big old long list of all the things that are not good about you and just let yourself be awesome. Like, just, you are amazing. And just listen to me tell you that you're amazing and don't give me any yeah buts. I want you to just say, I actually did this exercise in like a retreat thing that I went to where we sat and we gave each other compliments, and the only thing that we could say back was thank you. We couldn't say, oh, well, you too, or oh, well, not really, or oh, yeah, okay, thank you. Like, all we could do was sit there and just, as sincerely as we could, we could just say thank you. So I want you to just sit there and say, think in your mind, thank you, when I tell you that you are amazing. Thank you. That is all you're thinking right now. Thank you. No, yeah, buts. You're amazing. You are incredibly talented. You are beautiful. You are an amazing friend. You are really good at your job. And you have a lot of really amazing qualities about yourself. Just accept that compliment. This could be a whole other tangent and a whole other episode. I need to be making notes. But why do we as women have such a hard time taking compliments? Why do we always have to, someone says, oh, I like your dress. Thanks, it has pockets. Like, okay, like, just, well, like, that was a bad example. But I feel like, I like your dress. It's like, oh, thanks, I like yours too. But do you really like theirs too? Or do you just feel like you have to return the compliment because they complimented you? Or, we say like, oh, I like your dress. Oh, I got it on sale and blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like those are all, like, anytime we say anything but thank you, it's like we're trying to, like, diminish their compliment. And this happens in so many different situations. Or we return it with sarcasm where they're like, oh, you did such a great job. Huh? Oh, yeah, thank you. Sure. Just next time someone compliments you, just say thank you. Try to just accept their compliment. This was way tangential here. This is way far from where we were at, but this is important. You're amazing. Thank you. Just say thank you. Okay, back to the list. The next thought to try on is worry pretends to be necessary, but it never serves us. I'm going to read that again. Worry pretends to be necessary, but it actually never serves us. Think about that. When has worry actually ever, been a blessing for you? Like true worry. Like, there are times when you might have a concern come up, right? You might have a thought where you're like, oh, I feel like this isn't a good idea. Or I feel like that's unsafe. Or I feel like I should call them. Or, but when you're just sitting there worrying about the future and what could happen and this and, oh, what if this? And that's the worry that I'm talking about. That, like, more of just like the spiraling where you're just taking things way out of control and just worrying for the sake of worrying when there's really nothing, like, you're not doing anything about it. It's not necessary. It's just worrying. Like, When has that ever been helpful? If we go back to last episode or whenever that was, we talked about the brain juice. You know, we have a limited amount of brain juice. Do you really want to be spending your brain juice on worrying? It does no good. Worrying does no good. You can worry yourself sick and you will have done no good, and then you'll be sick. Which is actually, like, you can actually worry yourself sick, by the way. Like, your thoughts can make yourself physically ill. So, like, worry pretends to be necessary, but it never serves us. If it's like a valid concern and you're actually feeling, you know, like it's the spirit's prompting you or something, then yeah, like, act on that, but don't just sit there and fret and worry and sit in that worry, right? Okay, the next one is probably one that I could unpack for quite a bit, so I think we're going to stop here. We got halfway through this page, so that was good. That was good today. I hope this was good for you. I say that every episode, but it really, truly is my hope that I am helping you in some way, that you are gaining some benefit from this that I have to share with you, because especially the last few episodes I know have been a lot, but just pick one thing. Just pick one thought that stuck out to you the most from what I've shared today, and just try to implement it. Just try to adopt that new thought and that new belief, and just try it out. Just see how it feels. See how it changes your life. You might not even notice at first that it's, you know, changing your life at all. But I promise over time, these little shifts and thoughts that we have can make a tremendous, overwhelmingly, outstandingly amazing difference in our lives. So let me know which one of these thoughts was your favorite so far out of all of the episodes. I'd love to hear which was most, you know, like, oh my gosh, one of those moments for you where you're like, wow, I needed to hear this. I would love to hear it. Tell me in the comments or message me, all the things. You know how to contact me. You can go to my website, thegenuineginger.com. You can find me. I am now on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube. I'm everywhere, guys. I want you to be able to, I want you to be able to hear me. I want more and more women to be able to hear what I have to share, because it has changed my life. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.